Step back in time with me, 2,000 years ago. Forget the serene images you might have in your mind. The world of Jesus of Nazareth was not a peaceful land of shepherds and sages. It was a pressure cooker of blood, fear, and rebellion. Judea, his homeland, was crushed under the boot of the Roman Empire, a place where hope was a dangerous commodity. The Romans weren't subtle rulers. Their authority was written in blood and nailed to wooden crosses. Imagine for a moment the landscape. Hillsides and roadsides dotted with the dying, their bodies left to bake under the scorching sun. This wasn't just punishment. It was a psychological weapon, a constant, horrifying reminder of who was in charge. The air itself must have smelled of suffering and decay. In this climate of oppression, whispers of change became shouts of defiance. People were desperate for a hero, a savior, a messiah, and Jesus was not the only one. The land was teeming with prophets, rebels, and charismatic leaders, each promising liberation in their own way. Was Jesus a spiritual guide, a political revolutionary, or something else entirely? To his followers, he was the long-awaited savior. To the authorities, both Roman and local, he was a dangerous spark that could ignite a devastating fire. Every great drama has a moment of betrayal, and this story is no different. It came from within his most trusted circle. Judas Iscariot, one of the 12 apostles, sold his master for 30 pieces of silver. Think about that. The price of a common slave. It's a chilling tale of loyalty dissolving in the face of greed, or perhaps a story far more complex than we imagine. This act of betrayal set in motion a chain of events that would change history forever, turning a teacher into a fugitive. The trial of Jesus was a sham, a masterclass in political maneuvering. He wasn't on trial for violence or theft. His crime was his words, his influence. He had challenged the religious establishment, and, by claiming a different kind of kingdom, he implicitly challenged the absolute power of Rome. So, in a hasty proceeding, fueled by fear and political expediency, he was condemned. The crowd, swayed and manipulated, called for his death. He was mocked, beaten, and forced to carry his own instrument of execution through the streets. His death was meant to be the final word, a brutal end to a minor local disturbance. The Romans had crucified countless others. He was just one more. They wanted to make an example of him, to show what happens when you defy the empire. But they failed to understand something crucial. Instead of extinguishing the movement, his public execution ignited it. The story of his sacrifice, of a man who faced down the most powerful empire in the world without raising a sword, became a powerful and enduring message of hope against all odds. But the story doesn't end with a peaceful sunrise. The birth of Christianity was followed by centuries of relentless persecution. To be a follower of Jesus was to live with a death sentence. They were hunted down, arrested, and used as entertainment in the Roman arenas, thrown to starving lions for the amusement of the crowds. They were burned alive as human torches to light up the emperor's gardens. The catacombs of Rome, where they buried their dead in secret, are a silent testament to their suffering. Yet, paradoxically, the more they were persecuted, the stronger their faith became. The blood of these martyrs, as one early writer put it, became the seed of the church. So, when we think of the time of Jesus, it's vital to remember the full picture. It wasn't just a story of miracles and sermons. It was a story forged in the crucible of empire, betrayal, and bloodshed. It's a powerful reminder that sometimes the most profound stories of light and hope don't emerge from tranquility, but are born from the very heart of darkness, proving that even in the most brutal of times, the human spirit can find a way, not just to survive, but to transform the world. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey into the past. If you found this perspective insightful, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you don't miss our next exploration into the hidden corners of history. See you next time.